Renovo friends. This is Kelly Calabrese, and today I am here with Samantha Flannery in South Dakota. Thanks for being with us, Samantha.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so glad you're here. So I know you are really known as a pro trainer, and you run some amazing clinics. So tell us, what you do with your clinics and what's been happening there.
Well, we started doing clinics 2 years ago. A friend out of the blue pushed me to do it since my kids were gone. She's always said, well, you're an empty nester now, you can do this. So I told her, I said, well, I don't want to do problem horse clinics. That's not my forte. I don't like problem horses. I don't even like my own problem horses. So the last thing I wanted to do was deal with someone else's. But what I do love to do is train colts. I love the everyday teaching them a little something new. The progress, that's something that I really, really enjoy and feel like I could benefit others with. So she pushed me into a clinic and it went over really, really good. And then we started doing more. We've never changed anything from that original clinic. Wow. And it was, what we do is we build from the ground up. They're called Understanding the Feel. And I want people to, figure out their colts, figure out the buttons, teach them buttons, like where to place their feet, how to follow their nose, how to hold their arc around the barrel, keeping their shoulders and ribs open, keeping their feet moving, while the people try to stay as quiet as possible on top. I want people to set their hands and then push their horse forward with their legs in their seat. And anyway, we start from the ground up with drills. We do drills in the morning, teaching them just getting them more broke, and and the riders also learning how to do it. And then in the afternoon, we go to the barrel pattern and slowly build them. So it's fun because I kind of feel like at the very beginning of the day, as we start that first drill, everybody looks at me a little bit cross-eyed, like, really? And at the last drill, they're like, that was awesome. Like, they built their horse as the day progressed. And it's been really fun to watch the progression. I know I say I don't like problems, but it's been fun to help somebody through something, and we've been able to do it. It's been good.
Wow,
really good.
Obviously says a lot for your expertise to have done it one time and not changed it. It must be excellent, and that you're having fun. We love that too, because it's not all just hard and struggle, right? We want to have fun. So that is great. And you are one of our Renovo sponsored athletes, so we did want to mention that. And how's your season going?
2021 was a little magical. I started the season off with, I think I started with 5 horses, and I had one that jumped to the top like immediately. He didn't even, sometimes you progress 4D, 3D, 2D, 1D. And I think he started 3D to D to arena records to, like, we won big things and we made a lot of money in a short amount of time. And then he sold the 1st of May, and I had 2 more that jumped up and they placed everywhere we went. And I ended the season with a 4th one doing quite well. So it was really, really good. They were really relatively easy. They were low drama, which I love. Now my 4-year-old herd is like, oh, hold on to your seat. All that low drama. We are the highest drama set of colts that you've ever seen. So anyway, whatever.
You're still smiling.
There's points I have to walk away, but yeah, I tell the girls at the clinic, I'm like, easy horses don't teach you anything. The hard horses that you have to work through and you have success with, those are the ones that teach you something. But
like marriage.
I would like just one of mine for 2022 to chill out.
Oh, that is funny. Well, it's going to be a fun adventure in 2022 for sure.
Yeah.
And Samantha, Renovo is happy to sponsor your clinics. I know we've sponsored some of your lunches.
It's been great. We at lunch, yes, they sponsor my lunches, and then I give a little seminar on Renovo. And when it first started 2 years ago, Renovo was new themselves. A lot of people didn't know about it, so it was fun to spread the word. Now I'm impressed with how many people raise their hand and say, we tried it. We've done it. Like, this vet does it now, or this vet does it now. And so it's getting out there. The word is out. I think that the clinics have helped. I know I send people to Ginger. I mean, it goes in spurts, but I've done up to like, 2 people a week that I've sent on or something like that. So yeah, it's been great.
We do appreciate those referrals, and that's kind of how it's happening. It's been a lot of word of mouth through the customers, the sponsored athletes, the veterinarians. So we love when the vets tell us the customers are coming to them and saying, do you have Renovo? So that has really been awesome. So if people want to find, well, before I ask you how they find you in your amazing clinics, give us 2 of the points that you would teach in your seminar about Renovo for the people who haven't heard yet. What are, for example, 2 things you might tell them about Renovo?
One of the first things I say is that, it started off mostly being for soft tissue injuries, and that using it, the people are seeing, they heal faster, they heal better, they heal stronger. The recurrence of injury is down. And, in the past, if you had a suspensory issue, you kind of had a suspensory issue for life. Like, it was very hard to keep those horses sound. And I'm like, horses are coming, and I only have a few instances where I've had to use it. Those horses were sound. They're still going today, and we're several years off of it. That's one of the main points that I try to point out. Another thing I point out is, again, started off soft tissue, but how it's expanding. They're finding all these new things that Renovo can do. So, if you're banging your head against the wall, it's something to look into. Like for injuries, wire cuts, or the sarcoids, maintenance. Now people are using it for maintenance. It's just, and the regenerative properties. It's one of the highest regenerative, has some of the highest regenerative properties of any of the other regenerative drugs that are out there. PRP, stem cell, sorry, IRAP. I get them all mixed up. Those are some of the things that I point out.
Those are all great points. And we're so thankful you're out there sharing those messages. And I don't know if you heard, but we are, by the time this is released, Alpha Flow, our canine version, will be out there.
I've been saying that. I just did 6 clinics in the past 8 days. We've been very busy. But yes, I'm like, in 2 weeks, Alpha Flow comes out. It's for your puppies. So anyway, that's exciting. I think it's all really exciting. I can't say that I always understand what everything can do. I was a medical technologist. You think that I could, I understand some of the big words, but not how it all ties together. But I love to see the growth. And it is a product that grew. It didn't just go stagnant. It's growing. And I've, like you, or I've talked to a lot of vets. When I go down south, I ask the vets if they know of it, if they've used it. And almost all of them are like, yes, we see so many products. We kind of start off as pessimists, but this product has super potential. Like, we are using it. It's in our freezer. So that is really the response that I've gotten. And I always ask,
Well, the barrel racing community has really had a big part of the momentum. The buzz being out there. And I know the ropers are like, hey, the barrel racing girls are using it. They know what they're doing. We should do what they do. And so it's just fun to see how, and obviously standing behind a product that does have the science. We don't need to understand it, but the scientists and the doctors do, and it works. So.
And I love that it started on the human side.
Yes.
This just didn't come out of the dark. It started on the human side, and they pulled it to the side, and now we're pulling it to the dog side. That's great. That's how I use products for, different products. Back on track. I didn't believe in it until I hurt myself and somebody wrapped me in back on track. And then I'm like, oh, wow, this works. So anyway.
Well, Samantha, this has been fun. I know you're in such high demand. We're so thankful for your time. And if people want to find out about you and your clinics, what's the best way to do that?
We post stuff on Facebook. We're done for 2020. We have 2 more clinics left, but they're full. So we're done for 2021. We're starting to get interest for 2022. I'm waiting for fertility dates. And I don't want to put anything set in stone until I know I'm available. I don't want to cancel on anybody. So we're kind of waiting. Anyway, we'll probably set aside 2 weeks and do some heavy traveling. That's what we did this fall. And that worked good. We're a little tired, but it's better that we live so far away from everybody. Instead of going home, leaving again, going home, we just made a little loop. So anyway, Facebook is about the best way.
Okay.
And we're
Is
kind of
it your name on Facebook, or do you have a business?
just my name.
Okay.
I should make a professional page, but
That's okay.
just
We'll
my
make
name.
sure it gets linked so people can find you, and continued success to you. Hope you get to relax a little this holiday season, and we'll check back in with you soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.